Hello, this is DREWSCAPE, and this is my studio. This is where I work, and this is it's my workshop where I make pens. So let's get started. Yeah. There, got it. So this is a fountain pen that I made for myself. It can be used with a G-nib, a zebra G-nib. It's made of delrin material and the feed is ebonite. It can be unscrewed and you can insert a rubber tube inside, a silicone tube, and you can fill the whole barrel. So I'm gonna be attempting to make a batch of 5. So first off, I'm sawing the delrin rods to size. I'm gonna make the caps, making 5 caps for now. This is my lathe. It's a Sherline metal lathe. I got it from SG Tooling in Chinatown in Singapore. And the delrin rods I cut just now, they're a bit uneven, so right now I'm evening them out using the lathe. I'm cutting it right through, making them perfectly even, and then drilling them right through. This is the cap, so it has to be cut to the right diameter. So this is how I do the threads. You need this thing called a tap and die. So first of all, it's the tap to do the inside threads, and I'm putting them in the lathe. Yep, the most important thing is actually the setup. Putting in the cap just now. So you have to put them perfectly aligned. You can do this by hand, but if you do it by hand, it's not going to be, the screws are not going to be perfect. So it's going to screw in a bit crooked. So with a lathe, it helps to, you can align it perfectly. So right now it's perfect. I kind of just move it in so it's perfectly straight and aligned. And then I slowly turn it manually by hand. I'm using a glove so that, because it gets slippery when it gets tighter, so the glove helps me to hold the thing in place. And I've made the threads for the cap, and I did the same for the rest of the caps. This is a homemade tool made of aluminum. It's meant to hold the cap part so that I can actually shape the cap. Adding a brace now for extra stability because it sticks out so much. And I'm using a rough hand file so I can shave it down fast. So while it spins, I just shave it like this, shape it to a round end. Shaving it down to size. Using a smoother hand file now. Doing the same thing. Okay, it's almost done. Make sure the diameter is correct. That's what I want. These are buffing pads to smoothen it further from rough to really smooth ones. And using water as a lubricant. Yeah, so from rough to smoother and smoother. Now I'm using a Dremel with a buffing tool. Now I'm moving on to the section part. Fixing the edges, draining right through. And I have to be careful on this part. You have to kind of hold the thing in place. Oh, if not, that happens. So you really have to hold it tight, if not the whole thing starts spinning. And yep, I've drilled right through. Now I'm making sure that the feet and nib fits perfectly. Yep. And then I'm just making the thread part. So every round moves the cutting tool 1 mm forward. So we're almost done. Now I have to add the threads to both ends of this section. To do this, I need a die. This is a die that goes with the tab. I use the lathe to perfectly align it as well. You can do it by hand, but it's not going to be straight. Use gloves so that it doesn't slip. Slowly turn it. This part this part needs a lot of strength. And you have to go back and forth and slowly cut the threads. This is how it looks like. Threads on both sides. But it's not done yet. I need to make a nipple for the ink reservoir to stick through like that. So I'm just cutting it down to size, measuring it. Cutting it some more. And then testing it. Yep, fits. Now I'm cutting the section down to the same diameter as the cap. So I did half, then I'm going to do the other half. Yep, and there we go. It fit perfectly. Right now I'm doing the barrel of the pen, and I'm drilling right through. You can see all the Delrin material coming out, and you have to keep drilling it, removing the Delrin material, then drilling it some more. You do it in parts until it's all the way in. And this is like almost done. And I'm just shaving it down to size so it fits both the section and the cap, measuring it. And then I'm shaping the ends so that it's round as well, using sandpaper. I put tape to protect accidental scratches from happening. Now for the most important part is actually the feet. It's made of ebonite, and just cut it down to size, but it's not done yet. So I've actually cut these slits to 2 channels for the ink to flow using a Dremel. I modified the Dremel to cut 2 channels together like this, and right now I'm just using just holding it by hand and just cutting it through carefully. That's how it looks like. After that, I'm shaping it, shaping the ends until it comes like that. And then I have to test that the nib fits perfectly, that the tines don't open when I press it together. If it does, I have to adjust it just by shaping it a bit more so that it fits perfectly with the nib. So these are almost completed feet. Just need to add the air channel above. Then I'm testing it with various inks, and if it doesn't work, I'll just keep adjusting the feet some more. Right now I'm going to use Noodle's Spirit of Bamboo ink. I'm going to show you how to fill it. Just remove the barrel, the silicone tube behind, dip the whole nib, squeeze it, and the ink will just climb up, and then we can start drawing.